All right, fifth grade. Watson's Go to Birmingham, 1963, Chapter 3. Here's the reading for today. It's read by a sixth grade teacher, but that should not make you feel any sort of way. It's the book that we are reading. I know that it says, I think in the beginning she says, "Hey, sixth grade," which is interesting because we say, "Hey, fifth grade." But anyway, same story, just read by a different teacher. I will read chapter 4 for us on Tuesday next week, but I do want to have a different teacher kind of read it for us today, because remember, the more people that are able to read for us while we're following along in the book, the better we become as readers. Okay, so the vocabulary for today for chapter 3, there are two words that I want to look at: atomic bomb and reinforcements. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is, so first, before we get into this today, it's a little bit different. Usually what we'll do is we'll look at the definition of the word and then look at the sentence that it appears in the book. We will not do that second part today. We are going to find the definition and find a picture for that vocabulary word, or in this case, words. Okay? First, atomic bomb. All right, so if we look at the definition of atomic bomb, so this is a word that is used, a phrase that is used in chapter 3. An atomic bomb is a nuclear weapon that is an explosive device that derives its destructive force from nuclear reactions. Talking about fusion and nuclear fission and all these different things. Really what it is, what I want you to put here: a weapon that creates a lot of destruction. Okay. A weapon that creates a lot of destruction. All right, so an atomic bomb, a weapon that creates a lot of destruction. Okay. There have only ever been 2 atomic bombs dropped as a weapon. There have been a lot of tests before, but there's only been 2 that have been dropped as weapons, and both of those bombs have been dropped by the United States. It was in 1940, I want to say 6, and that was dropped by the United States, our country. That was dropped on, oh, so close, 1945. All right, so a couple days apart, but 2 bombings by the United States on Japan, atomic bombings. So very, very sad. The 2 bombings killed between 129,000 and 226,000 people. So we can tell these bombs are incredibly dangerous. Okay, so that is more of a discussion when you talk about U.S. history and World War II. But we are going to grab a picture here. There's kind of an idea that in popular culture, so you've heard of Godzilla. Godzilla was created by atomic bombs and nuclear radioactivity and stuff. That's another thing too. But really what we want to talk about today is just kind of talk about what is an atomic bomb. It's a very scary weapon that is used for a lot of destruction. Okay, so we are going to copy a picture here. We are going to paste. Oops, I want to make sure that this fits on here. That looks a little bit weird. There we go. Okay, so this is the picture that I have chosen for atomic bomb, a weapon that creates a lot of destruction. Okay, this is what it looks like when it's dropped and explosions go off. However, you do not have to pick this picture. Okay, for you, I want you to pick the picture that for you think that really best describes a weapon that produces a lot of destruction. You might pick this picture here of a bomb that went off in Japan. You can see there's like nothing left. It's very sad. It's very scary what it can do. Here's a colorized picture. You can see there's a couple buildings that are left, but otherwise nothing. Okay, so it's up to you, whatever picture you want to pick. In the Watsons Go to Birmingham, the author chose to use this phrase, these words, on purpose. Okay, so you will put the definition, you'll put the picture, and let's move on. Reinforcements. Okay, a word that is not as scary and not as something as maybe creepy as the first word, atomic bomb. That is a very heavy phrase. Reinforcements, not so much. Okay, so reinforcements, what that means is extra personnel sent to increase the strength of an army or similar force. Okay, so what we are going to say here to kind of translate that into 5th grade language. Help for an army or a unit. Okay, so usually police might call for reinforcements if they feel like they maybe need some help. Maybe an army is in a battle and they ask for reinforcements because they are not going to win and they need help. Also a unit, so we're talking about, armies and things like that, that's fine. But also, we are talking about, sometimes there might be, when I'm with my family, and I have an aunt or an uncle that are talking about some crazy things that I cannot talk to them anymore. I feel like they're talking crazy talk. I have to ask one of my cousins to come in and kind of help me and kind of talk to them and kind of reason with them and to make sense with them, because sometimes, aunts and uncles, cousins, they just don't have the same perspective as we do. And so sometimes I have to call for reinforcements from my cousins to give me help. Okay? So, in this picture here, what I am going to do is I am going to, instead of looking for, there's a card game, apparently. That's interesting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the word help. Okay, I'm gonna look for this word here. There's some Beatles. I think it's an album right there. A CD. Help. I'm going to pick this picture right here. Help. Reinforcements. When we think of the word reinforcements, we are thinking of the word help. So when in the Watsons Go to Birmingham, Chapter 3, we see the word reinforcements, we're thinking of the word help. Okay? So make sure Chapter 3 is all good to go. Make sure you've read that, or you've listened to it and followed along in the book. And if you need any help, please let me know. Office hours, 10:05. Otherwise, I will see you at our Google Meet times.